All right, Coach. Let's talk about game overall. Let's start with that, and we'll just. We'll,
Okay. Well, it was a game of runs, as a lot of basketball games are. We led for 31 minutes in the basketball game against an extremely talented team. The last 5 minutes of the first half, we're up 12, and they outscored 17 points in 5 minutes. So we're down 5 at the half. We really challenged the team at halftime to come back out, show some fight, show some fire, which they did. I'm very proud of the way we came out and really got it going again in the second half. Got up by 13 with 11 minutes to go, and then they outscore us 20 from that point. So 2 unbelievable runs by them to end both halves with an incredible point differential of 37 points in the two situations. All about turnovers. We had a season high 27 turnovers, which they converted into 33 points. And we got 15 points off of their turnovers. That's a minus 18. It's tough to win doing that. We shoot 56%, which is outstanding for us. But they're coming off a game, North Texas, Thursday night. They forced into 28 turnovers. So their Texas two-step, they forced 55 turnovers in 2 games. They're long on the perimeter. We worked on the defenses that we were going to see, and at times we were very good against it. To have the lead for 31 minutes, you got to be doing some things right. But we couldn't close the deal, and it's a disappointing loss. It's a tough loss. Crystal Porter, proud of her. She's showing some consistency. It's her 4th straight double-double, and I couldn't be more happy for Maya Atatula, who has had a tough career here because of a foot situation, both her feet. She hardly can practice. And she had her career high today with 14 points, and really sparked us, showed a lot of fight, a lot of energy. So really happy for her.
talk about Maya. When she came off the bench and all and got in the games, it was almost like she was just going to leave it out on the floor today, and she gave, just like you mentioned, she gave the effort.
Maya's always going to give effort. Sometimes it's not productive. Today it was, and that's why I'm so happy for her. She wants to play so badly, and so one of the problems she's had is when she gets in a game, she wants to make something happen immediately, and oftentimes than not, she's over trying, and she's making something happen, but it's not always good. And today she stayed within herself, and still was aggressive, but played more under control and kind of let the game come to her. And was, really played a phenomenal game, considering she hardly ever practices. So I'm hoping that we can get that kind of production, that kind of consistency from her, because that would be really great with her being able to come off the bench, and because she's a good defender. She can guard smaller, bigger, or her size, so she doesn't hurt you defensively. And if we can get that kind of offensive production, I'm not expecting her to get 14 a game off the bench, but if she can just come off and play within herself, that'll be a big boost for our team down the stretch.
You mentioned, trying to make something happen quickly. I saw you late in the game. You were trying to get your team to settle down while they were on the floor, to show some patience, to not have so many turnovers, especially late.
Well, I was, and sometimes I'm not the greatest at that. It's kind of like I look at them and yell, "Relax!" Well, that's not really a great reaction. And that's part of their mantra, is to, try to get you in traps and speed the game up. And at times we handle that. But the consistency of their pressure, you get a little lackadaisical, you get a little undisciplined in your passing, or putting the ball above your head in a trap, passing off the dribble, which we tried to outlaw today. We made some passes off the dribble, and that's great for NBA players because their hands are huge, and if something changes, they can redirect the pass. Girls can't do that. Females' hands aren't big enough to do that, and we had several of those passes today as well, and they're very active. We saw players deliver the ball too late, and they see it too, and they reacted. They had 22 steals. 27 turnovers, 22 steals. That's an incredible percentage.
It is.
So what that means is we're throwing the ball to them a lot, and they're good at shooting passing lanes, reading, and you know, there's an old saying, don't telegraph your pass, and we 31 minutes we didn't do that, but the 10 minutes there's a 37-point swing almost in those 2 minutes, two ends of the half. So you know, the encouraging thing is we did well at times, but we didn't sustain it for 40 minutes. And that's part of their philosophy. And they changed their defenses. They kept changing on us. And, you know, we're having to make adjustments, and that's part of the game. It was a fun game to coach. It was a fun game to play. And I think it was probably a fun game to watch for the most part.
What's Kentucky been in first place? Today, you all, as a unit, looked like you were capable of playing with just about anybody today.
We were today.
And you always talk about taking care of that day, that game, in that moment.
And they did that. Coach Jay Cross had our scout, and she did a really good job of trying to focus them from a tough loss. Marshall was a tough loss on Thursday night. We had to come back in 14 hours later and start preparing for this team. And I thought she did a great job of getting them to believe, and our kids did a good job of putting that game behind them and getting back to work. And that's not always easy to do. I thought Coach Cross gave them a lot of confidence going into the game, and you saw the result of that, the way we battled, against a really talented team. You can see that they're very good. They put 5 players in double figures. That's awesome. So hopefully, we can gain some confidence, because we have not been a confident team. We're shooting 36%. They're shooting 46%. They have more assists than turnovers as a team, which is incredible. We don't have one player on our team who has a positive assist to turnover ratio. Their whole team has that. So, that was reflected. Today we had 31 baskets, 24 assists. Great ratio. We were passing the ball, finding the open player for the most part, but then we have 27 turnovers and they get 22 steals. So we were Jekyll and Hyde throughout the game.
All right, Coach. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for being here.